Welcome back to Old World Fanatics. It's a breaking news episode. It's probably not so much breaking for people listening to this. We're a little couple hours late here, but I've got Josh here. It's myself, Gomo, and we've just got, I guess, totally surprised by a Warhammer community article that just popped up. We've got more Old World on the way.
Popped up,
Josh.
2 hours after we finished recording late last night.
Yeah,
we're going to bed.
Yeah, in your defense, Andrew, you got on, didn't you? Like it sounded like you're almost.
I would have got out of bed. I would have done it for the hobby.
I saw your chat and I was like, oh, and I went into YouTube to see if you did actually do a video. I was like, oh, have these guys done a video? I was like, no. So, yeah. Sorry, I totally must have. Well, it was after midnight. I'd already fallen asleep, I think. So. But anyway, if it's the title of the video and the thumbnail, you'll know what we're talking about because it's all over the Old World blogosphere.
Amazing.
Yeah, like just after we had our podcast saying, wonder what's coming, and I think I was saying, I don't want anything else, to be honest. I want a bit of a break.
Yeah, you were like, no, I'm full. I'm full. Without any more room. Stop beating me more. And then we have this, which is really quite cool. Probably one of the better releases they've had. Anyway, we'll go through it. Shortly.
Yeah, so they bring chaos to the old worlds with a horde of rampaging marauders. And the interesting thing is, just on the pod quickly, we did we chatted a little bit about like the Kislev and Cathay Arcane Journal rumors and stuff. There is another rumor thread, which I didn't bring up because I thought it was a bit old, and it was to do with like Savages, but also Marauder release. It's just funny that I wonder if this is what they were talking about. I have to go back and look at that rumor thread because I sort of just
could have been
ignored it because I thought it was that, that one that was all talking about the whole renegade crown thing with all these different like savage orc races and stuff. And I was like, oh, yeah, maybe that's just out of date. But anyway, here we go. We've got Chaos Marauders totally out of left field, which is just crazy. I don't think I'm going to read it word for word because a few people have done that already on YouTube. But basically, it's what they call it, the war of, or Razing of Westerland. So it's, basically all these marauders, like an extension sort of the Wolves of the Sea, but a little bit more Norscan. And with this is, a book that's going to come that they're talking about. It seems like they're bringing in a little bit more of the Chaos Gods in their sort of little way, which we'll get into, like not so overt. But not only an Arcane Journal, but also just all new miniatures. So, done in a battle, like an army reinforcement set, which is what you can see here. So, I mean, without getting into the whole article just yet, just from this pic, when you saw this come up, what'd you think? Did you just go, what the?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was half asleep, but I could not quite believe it. Like, I'm like, are these new? Like, when I first saw the thumbnail, I actually assumed it was just going to be a re-release. I mean, what were you thinking? Yeah,
I almost. Oh well, no. I zoomed in and I thought they didn't like they're not starting to repackage the Dark Oath stuff, are they, as a square base as well? That's why for a second I thought maybe they might be doing that.
Yeah, it's very
and I zoomed in on the horse and I went, no, they're not.
Yeah, and then I quickly had to scan through the rest of the paragraph below it to go, oh, these are new minis, because it doesn't mention it at the top of the article at all. Then he goes, 50 new miniatures. Brand spanking new.
50 of them, 10 cav, and I guess it's 40. Yeah, 40 troops, which infantry, which I guess you can do in a couple of different hand weapons by the look of it, and then shields or not shields. Did it say? Yeah, and do they have flails or just spears for the guys on the horses? I guess we'll get down. Maybe I will read more of it. But yeah, the cool thing here is
live reading.
Yeah, okay. I'll kick into this then. The armor clad legions of Chaos Warriors are soon to be reinforced by a horde of marauders who style themselves in leathers and furs, lest their ferociousness be shackled by iron. Yeah, anyway, we just talked about that. Life in the frozen wastes of Norsk, this is the cool bits, is harsh, and it takes people of hardy stock not just to survive, but to thrive. Constant battles rage between the tribes whose worship of the mercurial chaos gods and desire to expand their territories often leads them into conflicts that thin the herd further. What remains are resilient, brutal warriors, tribes whose leaders are influenced by the dark gods, whispering in their ears, the peasant masses who live in Bretonia, there you go, Josh, and the Empire may not live in the lap of luxury, but these marauders are on their way to ensure what little comfort they have is stolen away.
I don't want to hear that.
The zoomed in pic of the command group Actually, it's not. That's the command group there. Sorry, yeah, that's and then just the Marauder guys. I mean, I'll skim through it. We'll go back to the minis, I reckon, because I think we'll probably want to, have a chat about the detail and all these guys. But they are fantastic. But yeah, this brand new plastic kit brings the warrior tribes to life in the form of muscular barbarians clad in fabrics, pelt and chainmail. Every miniature has a choice of 2 heads, and that's cool. And their shields and hand weapons are interchangeable, so you'll be able to build a variety of units. That's cool. Like, I wonder if, because I was whinging about that yesterday, but it seems like, you need to put the right arms on the right person. So it'd be cool if that's a bit mixed.
Yeah, I mean, I think I suspect you still need to do that to some extent, surely.
Yeah.
Looking at those arms.
Yeah, you're probably right. Actually, like, look,
I don't know. I don't know. Some of the,
not sure. Well, the Tater Cast doesn't affect their outward appearance.
So.
Some, recognizable helmets and a range of trinkets and embellishments show how they worship the ruinous powers. Yeah, I really like how they're. I think when we look back at this, we'll like how they've sort of. Old world is a bit older in the sense that it's not so. You've got these little elements of things that we know are coming. It's almost like Heresy, where you know the end goal. Like, there's all these Chaos Warriors and stuff. Chaos Space Marines. But in the Heresy era, it's like, oh, it's just starting to turn. And that's sort of what this is a bit like with some of these.
Yeah, less overt than the fully developed fantasies.
Each set of 20 can be made into 2 units of 10. Yeah, and this is really cool. So not only and then I'm going to skim a bit of this because I just got the ass reading the whole thing. But basically the infantry come in 2 lots of 10. So you get command per 10, and then in the horses,
and then
you get
it's got what are the options for weapons there? So
each set of 20 full command options, hand weapons, shields, great weapons, or flails.
Yeah, cool. Okay, for the infantry. Okay, then it hits the amount of guys after that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So do you reckon you always have the shields? Oh no, except for great weapons, I guess. Yeah, this guy's got a great weapon. You wouldn't have 2. I'm just trying to remember. Do Marauders have like 2-handers, 2 hand weapons options? I thought they did.
As in the old world.
Yeah. Just wondering if you can do them. Maybe they don't. I can't remember.
Well, what do you mean? Like, because they've got that option. Oh no, they do. They do. I mean, they did back in the day as well. But yeah, no. Looking at the entry, they definitely can take great weapons or flails.
No, but can you have shields. 2 hand weapons? Like just
additional hand weapons.
Yeah.
Sorry, I completely misunderstand what you were saying. Okay.
It's early.
No option.
No, they did. Okay, so you don't have that. Yeah. And then you've got the cab. I mean, I want to come back to these a little bit. Yeah, but set of 10 in this box can be built as 2 units of 5, each with their own command group, which is really cool because it means you can, I'm sure, like what they always do, there's always multiple options for that stuff. So you end up with a lot of bits that you can build out. And that's funny. As Ed from Close Order, I did listen to a little bit of his one of this. He was talking about these because he's starting at Renegade Crowns, and he's like, oh, maybe I could use some of this for that as well. And you start thinking, there's a lot of opportunity. I mean, the scale would be totally weird, but it would be interesting if you take some of these and turn them into Renegade Crowns, even though the temperature's probably not exactly you've got talking about desert and the other one's winter, but still pretty interesting.
But you could totally run it's such an open theme. You totally could.
And then the box contains.
Yeah. When you say the scale, are you talking about the size?
If you're trying to mix it with
bases?
Empire.
Oh,
if you're trying to mix it a bit with Empire as well and Brett's.
I reckon you go all in with just this theme. I feel it'd be hard to mix it, I reckon. Because I agree. It's just anyway. So it comes with transfer sheets.
246, that's crazy how much they give you, considering there's very little flat space in these models. But you can see they've probably got it on the flag, they've got it on these little bits potentially. Maybe not off the shield.
Yeah. Is there anywhere else other than the standard bearer?
Can you see any I guess you could put like brandings maybe on the horses. I don't know.
Can you back up to the unit? Anything else on the standard bearer? Maybe the shields, if they have them, might have space for transfers. Because there's no shields in there at all.
The drum face.
Drum face. Yeah.
It's not a lot. I'd say they've got the set size they use for their transfer prints, and they're like, well, we might as well fill it up, which is cool. But yeah, it's pretty funny. Anyway, it comes with they're also bringing out the 48, and we've got another Arcane Journal on the way. And yeah, they're just, I don't know, these artwork is, this one's a little bit sort of not as detailed, I feel like, the art, but it's still very evocative. I think they've done a pretty good job. And I mean, I haven't dug into it too much, but you start looking in the background, you're like, that's a cool Chaos Giant or something. And, you start seeing some of the hints of what else they might bring out, which is cool. I mean, the War Beasts, yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's coming. Now, this is interesting. So this softback supplement goes into detail about the Warriors of Norska, which is cool because we've heard about that in the rulebook. And was that a Total War army? Did they end up doing that?
I believe so. I believe it was.
Cool. And they had like the giants and stuff. Or am I getting confused with Al? I might get confused with what's the giants? They come from not Albany.
Albion.
Albion. Yeah. The Warriors of Norska, the 4 primordial spirits. I wonder what they are, Josh, and how they worship them and fried all the Chainmakers invasion in Westerland. New rules for the 4 cults of chaos, chaotic traits, a lore of the Shadowlands, plus new artifacts of the Shadowlands gives you everything you need to represent a ferocious army of tribesmen. So yeah, this is cool. Like, just bringing back a little bit of the ability to sort of run full themed chaos gaudy type things, but like I said, not in a full, this is a corn army or whatever. And I'm assuming a lot of these will bleed back to the other, general, the Grand Army a little bit as well. Be interesting to see how much can be sucked back into the wolves of the sea as well. But
yeah, absolutely. If there's interplay there as well, that'd be really cool. It's a completely whole new theme coming through, and like, you did not pick this as the next Arcane Journal to be coming out.
Oh, well, this is what is amazing, isn't it? Like, everyone's like, oh, when's Kislev coming? And then suddenly, bang, we'll just bring out chaos. There's so much chaos around, and we'll give you some more. Which is, but yeah, I got some thoughts.
Then does it end there? Because that last thing is finally a Path to Glory campaign. It's make your 500-point army, your Battle March army, and then build it into a slow grow by the sound of it, growing with them in size and frequency play, accompanied by 3 new scenarios themed around the Marauders.
Do you reckon they'll bring some of that leveling up thing in there, like that your characters can be modified, but you'll actually drag that into different games, not just points wise, not just going, now it goes to 750 points, but you actually, like with your the gods results, being able to keep that for the next game and stuff, like, what you generally do in some of these narrative events, which is pretty cool.
That would be cool. I can't see them doing it.
Yeah, I reckon they'll do that. Yeah, keep it separate.
But that would really be cool. Yeah, I reckon they might do that in a later, more campaigny thing. Whereas this sounds like it's designed as a regular slow grow, from my impression of that short sentence.
Yeah. Then this is the funny bit, which people will hate or love, is you'll need Arcane Journal, the War of Citrus Fury for the campaign, and 3 Battle March size scenarios, and Ravening Hordes for the main Warriors of Chaos Army. So, get your backpacks out.
That list is going to get ever longer, isn't it?
Yeah. I sometimes feel like that. Yes, you're true, and you do, but you don't. I mean, geez, you don't really need it for the. I mean, the rules are pretty simple. You don't really need a book for it. So, I think people can get away with not having to drag around all these books, but it is funny. I sort of half feel it's also a bit of a marketing sentence, which is like, oh, you need to buy this and this and this. Even though technically you do, but I think you can get away with it a bit. But anyway, then they say, obviously, keep checking your Warhammer community. So let's just skim back and
can we go back up to the models?
Talk about the minis.
Yeah, I was trying to eyeball this. So can I just clarify something? Because my understanding is that Marauders are still on 25 mil bases, like in the book.
I believe so.
Do these look like they're 25s? They look the same width as the cab, and I'm pretty sure the cab is on 60 by 30s.
Oh, even in the current one, are they?
In the current one,
I know okay.
In the current one. So
that's the only one that we've got next to each other, because
it's hard to pick.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, I can't really, unless, hang on, did that bottom picture have? No, you can't see that at all. Interesting, they're in 3x3 there, but marching column. No, man, I don't know. It doesn't say
Are
anything.
they on? Do you think they're on 25s? Like surely they're on 25s. That's the books.
I think so.
Base size. But just when I was looking, I was like, oh, they're actually on 30s. But no, yeah, surely they're on 25s. Yeah.
Right. I'm sorry. I'm just having. So you're saying they definitely are. I mean, they probably are. But you're saying the Marauder ones are definitely.
The Marauder listing in the.
Oh yeah, they are.
Revenue Awards is 25s.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
Oh yeah, but 30 by sorry, the Marauder Horsemen are 30 by 60. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, it looks the same. It looks the same.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It looks the same. It's very confusing. Because I was a bit surprised to see that because the Marauders even back in 6 were on 25s, so I thought they might actually be on 30s until I double checked. They just stayed on.
It would be a little annoying, but it's not surprising if they end up having to bring them up just for the size of the minis. But
what's what I'm
at some point you get a little worried that everything's going to end up in 30s. Then you're like, oh god. Which, when you think about some of these models were on 20s, and then suddenly, if everything settles into being on 30s a lot, you're like, well, that's huge. It's a big jump over time.
That would be a big jump. But I mean, in this situation, it'd be jumping from 25 to 30, which is not very bad as a 20 to 30. Anyway, that was my first question. Now, can we look at can we get a close up of the goods?
Like from here, you reckon?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, we'll just stick with the G.
Hang on. Sorry. No, I'll go back to the infantry shot because we had the command dudes to look at.
Yeah.
They look a bit better.
How good are they?
Yeah.
How good. They seem to sort of still keep that a nice, like, grounded aesthetic, I guess.
Oh, that's the word, isn't it? That's what I said on a Facebook thing. Yeah, it's just grounded and realistic, but Warhammery at the same time. Which it almost feels like this is what separates this game from the other three, in a sense. Like the rest of them are either futuristic, so they're a little bit out there. Or Heresy has that grounded sort of real world army, rough, dirty type look. But 40K is like fantastical in a way. And then AOS is totally high fantasy, which is fine. Whereas this, if they can pull this out, it just makes it look, it brings it back to that sort of low fantasy real world that you can imagine being in there. Not that you'd want to be in that world, but like
no, agree. And they're definitely obviously more detailed than their old version, but not to a overly extent. I feel like.
So I think these guys will contrast up really well. These ones. I'm more worried about the cav. The cavalry.
Yeah, I haven't looked closely at the cav yet, but yeah, these guys. I think it won't take that long to paint. I mean, they've got a few elements on there, but I don't think it's like the Cathay guys are more detailed in a way. Like I feel like those would take longer. These guys have just got a nice amount of stuff to paint on them, I reckon.
The other advantage too, if if I did these, I'd be using the whole oil technique as well because you don't mind it being a bit messy. You want them to look rough, and that's when this would just shine. It would come out, look so good.
Yeah, true. You want it looking a bit dark. And I love the fur coats. I don't know. There's something about the cozy fur coats. It's just like that's such a good thing.
Be nice to get. Is there any shots of the full back of them? Probably not. But I'm assuming it's just mostly a cloak. But there's always cool little Easter eggs they throw around. But yeah, the cav just scare me all the time, just with the amount of stuff that hangs off the horses. They put so much stuff on them, and then on top of that, that's probably 5 or 6 pieces per horse.
Yes, all on different sprues. Yes. I guess you're right. There is quite a lot of stuff on the horse. I hadn't really picked that before. So is it mainly the skull side and the front? Yeah, maybe a hint of barding on some of them. Yeah.
Look, it's still going to be. It's a lot more than what used to be. But I mean, at the end of the day, you can also speed paint a lot of this stuff if you need to. Like just keep it one color. A lot of the extra bits with a little bit of highlight, it comes out okay. It just depends. That's what's cool about these models. You can choose how you want to, go about it. If you want an heavy metal style, you can spend the time. So, no, I mean they're just. I just love this. I guess the thing that surprised me, not only that we're getting it, but This is sort of the first time, or am I? Correct me if I'm wrong here, but it feels like this is the first time that we're seeing basically just a re-release of what you could already buy.
Yeah.
And so you're getting a direct comparison of what we've got versus what you're going to get. And if this goes across the whole range, which it will, there's no reason to, so they wouldn't do this for every army. And I'm sure some things will be left out and they'll get rid of them and new things will come in. But I mean, man, imagine when these old world, because Cathay does look pretty spectacular, but I don't mean to offend anyone, but to me, it doesn't look Warhammer old fantasy because we didn't have Cathay. You know what I mean? It's like, I know it is Warhammer fantasy, but it's not, you don't think back to your childhoods and go, oh, I remember my Cathay army. Whereas this, you see this line, once this is all done and you see it on a board, it's the real, what's called, like envisioning, realization of the old, like what Warhammer looks like in 2025, 2026.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Updated to the newest design and sort of, expectations for in terms of a modeling and sculpting aspect, but still sort of keeping the same aesthetic to a large extent. Further than I thought. 100%. So I think you're right. They're going to keep pushing these out. They've sold us all the old models again, and now they're going to start selling us new versions.
Well, how we also were like always wondering, would they ever just do a re-release of a whole army, and then you sort of think, oh, but like imagine if they did, and everyone, like 80% of the people go, well, I've already got that army, I won't bother or whatever. When you just do it like this, where you just throw out a battalion box with an Arcane Journal, I reckon more people are inclined to go and buy that than like throw out a whole army, if you know what I mean, because then suddenly like, oh man, that's a lot to buy, Whereas this is like, oh, I will buy that and I'll get the journal and I'll do the extra bit, and then suddenly I've replaced all my Marauders.
I think, I agree. And then also, I don't know why we're analyzing their marketing, but releasing it as 2 units rather than 1 means also that people that really just wanted the 1 unit, it's not so much of an imposition to go, oh, maybe I'll just buy them both, buy the box because I kind of want that, but I might have use for the other one as well. Kind of thing.
Is it only going to be in this one box, or do you think they'll just bring out that box?
I think
eventually they'll split it.
I think eventually they'll split it. They've got to.
What do you think of these terrain in the background? Do you reckon we've got any chance of zooming back here?
Oh, that was probably the best photo. Yeah. Is that?
Because that's definitely the Citadel Hill.
That's pretty detailed.
I know the trees, but that's the thing. Sometimes you see them scratch build stuff and you go, that's scratch build, obviously. I mean, everything's scratch build.
That's really nice. Those doors and just the facade on the front. It's actually very similar, both of those facades, so that makes me think it is from a kit.
Imagine if they start doing that too.
I reckon it's a good pick. They could easily have
like
that.
All the hide going down the side of the.
It's
awesome.
It looks really cool. And you got all those big crates out the front, all the spears and other weapons, and you got weird little chaos stars you can stick on the top of the. The building. Oh,
yeah.
I reckon they could easily be looking at releasing that. Yeah, I reckon that is a kit.
Yeah. Oh, this is just. I'm just like. So, what was Mark, one of our patrons, saying that? Yeah, they're saying they'll get 5 out before the end of the year. And what are we up to now?
4.
So you reckon there's one more coming?
Got another one coming in time. Yeah.
Geez, now I'm thinking that is going to be, surely that's not Cathay 3. Maybe it is something else. It can be anything now, left field. Who bloody knows?
Well, this came out of nowhere. This came out of absolutely nowhere. Yeah. So I don't know. What would you be more excited? A thing like this, a re-release of an existing unit in a new aesthetic?
Don't even know what your option is, but yep.
Yep. Yeah.
Having seen this now, I like the idea of going, like for example, if they brought out, I don't know, like probably don't use them, but Orc Boys like redone, something like that, where they've got really old 6 ed kits and they bring out something that is far more new. I'd go, I'd buy that. You know what I mean? Like, I think it'd be better if they
were never like they were accepted, but they certainly had a slightly goofy aesthetic.
Yeah. Like, was it the Marauder Horsemen? Which one? I keep getting confused. Is one of them's okay, and the other one is the infantry's a bit derpy, or vice versa? Is that what it is?
Yeah. The horsemen aren't too bad, but the infantry are really. They just
trying to think though what
straps,
what
not
ones
much else.
need it the most. Who knows? But geez, even you probably argue like, given that they've got renegade crowns and stuff, I wonder if they'd ever throw out a bunch of really redone Empire. That's as well. I don't know, but I mean, at some point they probably have to move off the humans a bit. I don't know, but man.
Yeah, I mean, they could do the high elves as well, the spearmen, archers, that type of thing. That'd be awesome.
Even dwarf range, could get. That's good, but I mean, some of that older stuff, and dwarves are pretty popular. But
yeah, and you could have them with the Bretts as well, quite easily. But yeah, it's so open, really. But yeah, I agree. That excites me more, seeing the old stuff rehashed, more so than a whole new faction. I agree. It's so healthy. It's so healthy for the game because it brings into the modern era as well. So I think it will.
It's almost like, I don't know. I wonder if they're trialing this, because when you look at, say, 40K, and AOS is probably very similar, actually, I think it was, in the last couple of editions, a lot of, outside of a big launch box, launch box and some big faction release for that edition, everyone else got their codex. So you just get one release out of that whole 3-year cycle. You get your hardcover book, which is out of date by the time it comes out, and needs like 50 erratas. And then gets patched every 3 months. And then you might get a hero. Like the Orc one was like that. It was like you just got this one mech boy. That was it. And then everything else the same. And then you got to wait 3 years, versus maybe they change how they do things and go, we're actually going to give you more but less. Like you're going to get a smaller book and all these new cool models, which just might replace the ones you got, but they're way better. But it feels like a bigger release, but you might get this more often rather than wait 3 years. You'll have stuff. You'll have a couple of books during the edition that you probably might want to buy, because we're mixing things together a little bit. Probably not the greatest for new players. A bit confusing, but man.
Well, it might be, and that. Well, the only other concern there is if each army gets like 1 or 2 new units and that's it, because I suspect they are bigger. Mixing it in with the existing army is going to look a little bit strange in that transition.
True. Yeah.
So it would make sense for them to focus on one faction and get a good amount out, but. I can see that being very appealing, though, to have everyone getting one little thing here or there and sort of building that up. That is a good way to appeal to the player base abroad, because they're not just going to release a whole army at once for each faction. At this point. They're taking it very cautiously.
Yeah. I mean, geez, we'll be like, imagine if all rumors point that we will see Kislev. I mean, if you got Kislev, say, next year, it doesn't even matter when, but to think that we've got 2 new full plastic armies. I know Cathay's sort of limited, but it's still a lot. That's pretty friggin' amazing for a re-release of a version 1 of a game, but obviously with all the other stuff that they bring back. So man, they're just hitting it out of the park. I just like, wow, like
this is
feels like the cuffs are off now that they've got.
This is exciting.
Yeah, the original set of stuff out. Now they're just going, hey, this is what we're doing with the game. It's uncharted territory. It's a bit different to what we're used to, because we're used to just set number of factions, get our army book, and then we're starting to understand that we're not in that world anymore. So we're just going to, that's going to be interesting.
Exciting.
More for the tournament scene. I think for a narrative game, it doesn't care. Yeah, that's right. A new old world. Anyway, wow. And the fact that this is out like this on Facebook and all that, from their Warhammer community, means this is going up for pre-order pretty soon. I wouldn't be surprised if it's maybe not. It wouldn't be this week, as they would have said it. I wouldn't be surprised if it's next week or the one after, and that's it.
Yeah, be sure quite shortly. Try to capitalize on the wave of excitement.
Well, we had a whole 12 hours of saying we don't know what we're getting next after I got my delivery of Cetra's Fury and stuff, and I was like, I don't know what's coming next, and then bang, this is what's coming next. It's literally about 12 hours from when I received my book to this popping out, even though I was asleep. Crazy. Oh, Andrew's going to have to get this because he's starting his Chaos Army, so we're going to have to get him to paint up some Marauders.
Yep.
I'm sure he'll love it. Anyway, anything else to cover on it, Josh? Or yeah, I guess we'll just see where it goes.
We covered everything. Yep.
Pretty excited. Let us know, guys, what you think of it. Obviously, it's all over the place at the moment. So, yeah, but welcome your input. Please like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. If you don't know, we do our Monday weekly / live streams over on YouTube as well. So make sure you subscribe, follow, and I guess just keep enjoying Old World, roll some dice, buy some minis, and play some games. Guess we'll see you on the next episode. Cheers, guys.
Yep.
See you, Josh. Bye.